everybody, Mailman here from Goat Productions. January, February, March, my favorite time to call coyotes. A lot of battles, a lot of coyotes coming in from the side. It's breeding season. They want to see what's going on. A lot of action this time of year. 51% illumination in the sky last night, so it was pretty bright. But it had to get into those areas that I've been successful before in the breeding season. Get into those shadows, look out into the field. From my left to probably a little bit to my right, if a coyote comes in, they're within range. Off to my right, I can see a big, huge field. Got a wood line about 300, 350 yards away. That's the setup. Get into that area that I've had success before. Caught a lot of coyotes in during the breeding season, multiples in this area. So I get in there and I start with the breeding sounds. Right off the bat, I'm using estrus calls. Estrus chirps, estrus, whatever is on your call, estrus. Use those 3-4 volume, pull those close ones in. You're going to pull the females in territorial, you're going to pull the males in because they want to be with that female. Nothing happens on that right away, so I go to Amy Interrogation Howl from Predator Tactics. At my second howl, in between my second and third howl, two to my right on the other side of that wood line, tear off. They just start howling. Hit them again with that third howl. I pause it and I started it again. Third howl cuts them off, back and forth. They start to bark at me. The female starts to really bark at me. So I go into my remote, bark right back at her. Barking back and forth now. She starts to bark and howl. I go to, I think it's lone yodeler. Because I know I've played this before. It's barks and then a howl, and barks and a howl. I'm doing the same thing back and forth to her. We get into barking again. Now, as I'm looking and I turn toward her, I'm turning toward a big area of the field. I'm looking, I'm still scanning behind me. Now I'm starting to tell that story. I want to tell the story now that a male came in there. A male snuck in there. I start using coyote chase, coyote mating, anything of that on your call. Look at those stuck on you. Just great calls that simulate, oh man, a male was moved in there, now they're starting to mate. I'm still looking down that area where they were very responsive, but I turn around and boom, I hit a coyote coming down top of the ridge to me. Comes down, I finally get turned around, turn the recording on, and then I hit it with the light, and boom, I hit it dead center, put that night ops 300 blackout dead center, goes off to the left a little bit, but another coyote, that same area that I caught him in breeding season before, this coyote wasn't even responding to me. This female came in because she heard the ruckus. I had my call out there in a lot of blowdown. There's a tree that blew down there, but I had it in there hidden a little bit. She came up to see what was going on. So it's a great time of year to get out there now. Try those female calls. I always like to start out with a female call because if I start out with a female call, territorial females are going to come in. And then the males are going to come in, obviously, with a female. If I start out with a male call, if a female doesn't have any interest in breeding yet or being with the male, she's going to leave. Subordinate males are going to leave. So that's what I'm starting out with now. So not an expert on coyote hunting, but I kill enough of them here in South Carolina that I can maybe help you use a couple sounds right now. Add those to your arsenal right now. Estrus chirps, mating calls. Always have that challenge back and forth because they're challenging each other. Always have that barking. Have a barking and howling scenario. If they do that to you, you're hitting them back with it. Get out there in those coyote woods. I'm going to bring you a lot more with the ATN LTVs.